Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and we're bringing you a different little kind of a video today. Basically, I just want to take some time, sit down here, and get some thoughts out for the future of the channel, and basically address some of the things that have been happening in the past little while. I guess first thing that we will talk about is I apologize for the erratic schedule and somewhat lack of live streaming that we've been doing the past little while. Basically, before I started my animation course that I'm currently taking, if you haven't heard, I am taking a 3D modeling and animation course, which is pretty cool. You can check out some of my stuff on Instagram and Twitter. I post that regularly on there. But before that, I had so much free time. You were probably well aware I was doing like maybe 4 live streams a week. But it is kind of course, you know, eating up the free time, which I no longer have as much of, because I am in school from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So that's kind of minimize things a little bit. I am still going to try to do my best to get back on track with I'm going to try this sort of a tentative idea. Throughout the week, 2 times a week, we'll have a quick little bit of a live stream, maybe about an hour at most. I want to do one Pokemon Go live stream where I can send some gifts out to some viewers out there. I also want to do a Pokemon Wonder Trading live stream as well, if we have Pokemon left over from the weekly Wi-Fi battle sessions that we have. And on the weekend, I want to try to get one live stream done. I'm going to probably from here on out alternate one week to the next. We'll go with Pokemon Ultra Sun battling. The next week will be Pokemon TCG Online. Of course, the following week, back to the Pokemon 3DS games, TCG Online after that, and so on and so forth. So I think that'll be probably pretty good. Pokemon White playthrough, or whatever series we happen to be playing through at the time. Once we do finish off the main series games, because after White, the next one I have to go through is Pokemon X, which was the 6th generation game that I played through. Then, Gen 7 was Pokemon Moon, which we already have done on the channel. So that will complete this entire adventure that I started way back, what? Years ago, it feels like, of recreating all of my adventures in the world of Pokemon. At that point, that's when we can start doing some more, perhaps, side content. I want to go back and do some randomizer Nuzlocke, some actual Nuzlocks, sticking to the hard and fast rules. Knockouts are permanent. You don't get to bring anyone back. You have to catch the first Pokemon on every route, nickname them all, and so on. So that's what we're going to be looking at as soon as we're done the Gen 6 game, Pokemon X. But in addition to that, we got the live stream ideas going on, and I'll try my best to keep to that schedule. Now, another thing I want to talk about is a new feature I've added to the channel, memberships. If you don't know what memberships are, first of all, I will say they're not mandatory. Do not think that you must do this, but I'll tell you some cool things about memberships. Basically, the coolest thing is it costs money. No, that's not cool. But I think roughly it's about $5 American or Canadian. I'm not sure where it is in other parts of the world, but each country has its own kind of exchange and stuff like that. But basically, a membership to any channel on YouTube gets you some special badges based on how long you are a member for. You have a specific little badge that the YouTube content creator can specify, and you have a little badge next to your name in chats so people can see how much of a fan you are of the channel. It goes by certain time lengths of, like, I think 1 month is the first one. I don't know the next ones. I actually set it up. I completely forgot what they are. But the longer you are a member of a channel, the more that badge goes. You also get special emojis. You get access to those to use in the chat as well. Currently, I have a Charizard hat as one of our emojis. I have an idea for another one, and I have a certain amount I can put in. I don't want to use them all up immediately. I want to sort of get some feedback. We'll do some more live streaming. I'll get some feedback from you guys on what kind of emojis you would like to see. But I do have my second one thought up. In fact, I might actually set it up by the time you're watching this video. I don't know yet. But that's basically, you get that from any channel on YouTube. And there's a lot of channels out there you can be a member of, set up a membership, and they got a lot more content than I do, and they're probably more entertaining and all that stuff. So why should you spend your membership money here? Well, that was a good question, and admittedly, I could have set up the membership feature for quite some time now, but I was like, I don't really know what I can provide. I don't know what specific content I can do, but I kind of sat down the other night and put some thought into it. There are 3 main facets to the channel as it is right now. We got the Pokemon 3DS games, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon right now we're doing the battles in. We've got Pokemon TCG and Pokemon Go. Those are the 3 main interactive features that we have with you folks out there. We've also got the playthroughs of the older games, but those aren't really interactive. They're more for you guys just to watch me do my stuff and go crazy as I keep getting critical hit by everything. But as far as the interactive stuff go, I've kind of thought about it. I can provide some stuff in exchange. Now, I can do something in every one of those 3 aspects. So if you're a fan of all 3 games, TCG, 3DS games, and Pokemon Go, you're going to be getting some pretty good benefits. But if you're not, even if you're a fan of one of those kind of things, you might still get something that's kind of worth your membership submission here. So let's talk TCG, because this kind of makes the most sense. Basically, for the $5 a month membership fee, I'm going to guarantee that once per month, every member gets a guaranteed code card. I know when we do our live streams for Pokemon TCG, I always put some free codes on screen or in the chat. It's a first come, first serve kind of thing. You guys are scrambling to get those codes. If you're a member, I'm going to guarantee you get 1 code per month. Basically, you get a code card out of a booster pack. That's like, $5 for a booster pack right there. So you've already made your money back. If you play Pokemon TCG online. If you don't, maybe the code card's not that important to you. So that's the one thing for TCG. I'm also going to guarantee for Ultra Sun viewers, or Ultra Moon I should say, the Pokemon 3DS games, I'm going to try at least once a month, maybe more. I don't want to promise that, but we'll say at least once a month guaranteed. We'll have a specific live stream just for members. We'll do a second Wi-Fi battle session. Maybe we'll mix things up a little bit in the future as well, but guaranteed a members only live stream for Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. And essentially it's going to mean you have a live stream that we do for Wi-Fi battles. You can also, if you're a member, compete in the members only one as well. So you can get 2 prizes. I'm also going to see if I can have regular boxes full of all the past several weeks' prizes that I've given out. That way you guys have a choice of which one you get in the member stream. That does bring up the question, however, about how to do those streams. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Now, for Pokemon Go, if you're a fan of Pokemon Go, I will say, this sounds kind of on the cheap side, but I'm going to say guaranteed at least once per month. I'm going to really do my best to say twice, 3 times, whatever, but guaranteed at least once a month. I'm going to make sure I send a gift to all the members out there. There's going to be a little bit of work for me keeping a database of YouTuber name, Pokemon Go name, Pokemon Trainer, or Pokemon TCG Online name, 3DS name, stuff like that. I'll handle the database, stuff like that, keep track of it all. But basically, I'll guarantee to give you a gift in Pokemon Go. Like I said, it sounds maybe not the most important thing because gifts are pretty easy to get. You don't really get the most important things out of them. But who knows what those Alolan eggs, or rather the 7-kilometer eggs, might give us in the future as more features roll out in Pokemon Go. So it could be kind of worth it. Maybe not for a full subscription fee if all you do play is Pokemon Go. But I don't know. If you're interested, that's going to be one of the features right there. But since I've said already, I'm going to keep saying it feels like it's a bit... I really do my best to try maybe once per week to guarantee a gift if I get enough gifts during the week. I can't guarantee that will happen because sometimes, like for example, right now you can't hear it. It is pouring rain outside, so I can't really get out there. I'm gonna ruin my phone trying to get gifts, but guaranteed once per month, I'll make sure to send a gift. That does kind of come in handy if you are not in my local area. If you're overseas, you can get a gift from me which might contain a 7-kilometer egg that when you hatch it, it has my location here in Eastern Canada as the origin point of that Pokemon. If you then trade that Pokemon to a local or another player that has a local Pokemon, you're each going to gain that kilometer distance boost on your pilot medal, which you could get to a gold medal pretty soon if you're not already there yet. So that's what I have in mind for the rewards as far as memberships go. If you want to know how to subscribe, you're already subscribed. If you want to know how to become a member, there should be I think, a green join button down below this video, and probably all the other videos on the channel now and in the future. So if you want to join, click that button and find out what you can do right there. Get yourself that cool little badge thingy, which I will update over time. I kind of threw some standard stuff in there for the time being, but I'm going to let some of my creativity jump in and throw some specific artwork just for you folks out there. And you'll also get some of those special emojis and the rewards as mentioned. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about the live stream format for our Ultra Sun videos. It seems like every time we do a live stream, somebody goes away empty-handed feeling left out, and I fully admit that I've seen it happen. I would imagine the same thing would happen if I was in your shoes. It's understandable. I don't like that it happens because I don't want people to feel left out. We're here to have fun and enjoy, but basically it comes down to, you know, I've got a limited amount of time for me to be able to do stuff. I got to pre-record some things. I've got stuff just outside of YouTube that I do have to take care of as well, which means I can't be here like 10 hours a day just live streaming video, battles. Because basically, I mean, to be honest, it will eventually get boring over time, and I'll be like, I gotta do this again. So I don't want to overwhelm myself and you folks out there. So I do keep our streams limited to a certain amount of time. But as we found out in many of our streams in the past, that does lead to a problem where someone might come in at the start of the stream, they're there for the whole 2 to 3 hours, whatever it happens to be, and they don't happen to battle. Because the usual way that I do this is basically I let the computer take the blame for people who don't get to battle. It comes down to, as you folks send battle invites towards my way, the first one that comes up on screen is the one that I take, and we do the battle, and then we'll do the trade afterwards. So, in that sense, it's the computer's fault, let's say, if any one particular person does not get to battle because their name just didn't pop up on my screen in time. The other problem is, though, that you left out and empty-handed, they spent so much time and don't get anything for it. People have said another format that we could do is building up a roster or a list of people to battle. Like basically, let's say we start a stream, there's 10 people in the stream, we put those 10 names in, and I battle them in the order that I put them down. And that does sound all well and good, except if you are the 11th person to show up at a stream, and I've only got time to battle 10 people. If you start off a stream knowing that you're not going to get a chance to battle for a prize, you might not want to stick around, because like, unless you just enjoy hanging out, talking with people, maybe I make it entertaining enough. I don't know, I don't want to talk too big of myself here or anything, but hopefully I do. But if you come into a live stream where you have a chance to battle and win, but you are not on the list, you might not be that interested in the stream, and that is bad as well, because like I said in the last stream that we did, it's like I can't win either way, Either I give everyone a chance to battle as they show up until time runs out, or I gotta turn people away, because let's not even say I limit it to 10, let's say I take all names and put them in a list. Well, at the end of the 3 hours, we're not going to be all the way through the list, possibly. The people after the last battler on the list, although they've been listed, will still not get a chance to battle because I got to go take care of other stuff. So, I think what we're going to do, if the membership idea does take off, we get enough people doing this, I'll probably say the guaranteed live stream for members only for Ultra Sun, we're going to alternate those back and forth between first come first served and a list of battlers. Same thing for our standard ones as well. We'll alternate that back and forth going into the future of a list of Pokemon trainers versus first come first served. Whoever's name pops up, I take them. So we're going to kind of keep things maybe balanced that way. I think that might be the best way to do it, and it still does come down to sort of lucky chance if, it's a list battle stream, depending on how fast you show up, or if it's a free first come first serve sort of thing, free for all, if you happen to get your name on screen. That's basically the only two ways I can think to do it. If you have any other suggestions how to make it work better than that, though, let me know. I am all ears to try to make this fair for as many people as possible. Alright, so I think that basically covers most of what I want to talk about as far as memberships and the streams go. I do want to point out one last thing, though, is I've been seeing, on occasion we'll have a live stream where there's a lot of people talking and stuff, and I've got the game in front of me, I'm focusing on that, and I'll look back to the chat and I see someone has left a comment saying, Professor Chaz, read my last comment, and then I'll look at my list, because the list can only be so big, the chat window just stretches as far as the monitor can take it, and I don't see the other comment that has been pushed off the screen. Now, I either have to take the time away from the game, maybe engage in a battle against somebody, maybe a card battle, video game battle, whatever you want to say, and I would have to distract myself from that, scroll the list, find that last chat message, and even sometimes the chat window doesn't scroll properly, and it puts me right to the top, and it's just like, that interrupts the flow of the battle, because when people are going to dedicate their time to battling me, I want to make sure to give them the best battle possible. Even though I lose a bunch, but I want to try to make it as nail-bitery as I can, try to do at least 50-50 if I can. So, the issue of the please read my last comment, basically, I probably won't be able to, because, like I say, it's going to take away from the flow of the video that we're doing, and it's going to slow things down, and I'm going to lose track of what's happening. Not that I really have track anyway. How many times did I mess up with the brains lagging tail switcheroo combo last time? But anyway, there's a few options that we can do to try to get the, if I miss a comment in the chat, it happens sometimes. I've been in live streams before as a viewer, there's like 100 people there, maybe 5 or 6 get their comments read regularly, because there's just so many comments flying by. You know, when we were a smaller channel here, sure, there was like no issue of being able to look back, saying read my last comment. It's maybe 2 comments up, and I'm able to get caught up on that. But as we get more people to the chat and more viewers on the videos, basically, it is going to make it a little bit harder for me to keep up on stuff like that. Now, 3 options. There might be more options, but these are the 3 that come to mind. First option is simply post your comment again. No, so if I see read my last comment, I'd have to go searching for it, which I might not have time. But if you simply post the comment again, and if I'm looking through the chat getting caught up, I'll probably be able to see it and comment. Now, bear in mind, there is like usually about a 30-second delay, so I remember someone had said in one of the streams they don't want to post their comment a second time because they would consider it spam. But basically, posting read my last comment over and over is spam as well, right? So it's kind of the same idea. So for me, it's easier. Just repost your comment, but keep that 30-second delay in mind. If you posted your comment, give me a little bit of time. If you see me starting to get caught up in the chat, you don't hear me read your message, just toss it in there again. I should be able to pick up on it. And if not, just try it again, I guess. Or if that is not to your liking, if you can wait a little bit for me to be able to read it, you know, I might not be able to get up to it on the stream itself live, you can always leave a comment on the video, which I will see. It does save on YouTube, and I'll be able to read up on it. Or you can maybe send it to me on Twitter, or some other way to get a message to me. If it's something like you want to say, you know, I just caught such and such. I just caught shiny Regigigas in the Ultra Wormhole or something like that. Then I'll be able to read it, and I'll be like, you know, I can have time to respond then. The other thing, and I mentioned this as the last option that comes to mind because I feel greedy saying this, but the option for Super Chat is a thing as well. Now, Super Chat is basically, you can donate to the channel, make a little donation, and it pins your comment to the top of the chat window. And I think it's based off like how much you donate is how long it's pinned for. So the more you donate, the more your chat stays up there. I hesitate to make that as a suggestion because when I think about it from an outside perspective, it feels like I'm saying, if you want me to pay attention to you, pay me money and I'll do it. And I mean, in a way, that kind of is what it is, but that's not why I want to say it. It's just like, by pinning the comment to the top of the chat window, I'm more likely to be able to see it, and because it colors it, it highlights it right there. I can see it as soon as I look over, highlight over it, and see what the comment is. So that's like a pretty decent way to make sure that I can read the comment. Now, again, like I say, I feel awkward saying this because it's basically saying, pay me money to pay attention to you, which I don't like the sound of. So maybe I shouldn't say it like that, even though I kind of feel like it is, but now I'm just talking in circles. But anyway, Super Chat is an option. If there's something that you really, really feel like you need me to see immediately, a Super Chat, a quick, simple, little, cheap donation, pins it to the top, and I will be able to see it right there. And I do think that covers everything I want to talk about today as far as the channel and ideas going forward for this, and just my rambling, I guess. If you have any feedback to leave down below, feel free to let me know in a comment, and I'm going to be reading all the comments, of course. I read all the comments, by the way, even though I don't always have time to respond to them. I try to like bulk respond once every few days or something like that. So leave any comments you want to leave on this video and your thoughts on what I've mentioned for like membership ideas, the live stream format for Ultra Sun videos, how we should make that work better if possible, and the idea for other ways to make sure the chat gets more noticeable and more ways to see your chats as you want me to see them. Just leave all your thoughts down below. I look forward to all your feedback, all your ideas, what you think. Maybe you got better ideas for some of this stuff too. Just leave me all that down below, and we'll work together to make the channel more good. If I could think of better English, I would, but more good kind of makes sense. But I think that's about it. I don't want to take up any more of your time. That should give you enough to think about and respond to. So thank you, folks, for letting me ramble, listen to my ideas, and hopefully you get some good feedback that can help the channel grow even bigger into 2019. Oh, I guess I should have mentioned this. I won't start the membership rewards until next month, starting in November. So if you do want to, if you do want to join as a member, feel free to hold off on that until November, because that's when the specific rewards that I've mentioned will be starting. If you do join up now, you do get access to your badges and the emojis right away. So that's a thing for the last half of October. But as far as the guaranteed code card, the gifts from Pokemon Go, and the guaranteed live stream with viewers for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, that will be starting in November. But now that about covers everything. Once again, folks, thank you for watching. I look forward to all your feedback on these topics, and as I say, let's grow the channel into 2019. Professor Chaz is missing the hat and now signing off. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.